Selam arkadaşlar. Bugün size Train SimWorld 5'i oynayacağız. Bunun 6'sı çıktı ama biz burada 5'i deneyip belki beğenirsek 6'yı alırım diye düşündüm. Ama şimdilik bununla bir deneme yapacağız. Bakalım bu ekranda neler varmış. Bu sanırım oyuna giriyor ama şu Train Center'a bir girelim. Bu neymiş? Bir bakın.
Today you're joining the list of people who work on the railways, keeping the world's people and cargo running smoothly. There's a lot to learn, but you'll be taking it step by step. Let's start by looking around. Find each of the markers and look at them.
Şimdi hemen evet. Şuradan da hemen şunu ekleyeyim. Adım adım bakarsınız. Beğenirsem oynamaya devam edeceğiz. Evet. Right tuşuyla dönüyoruz. Tamam. Evet. Ne yapıyorum? Ben bunlara tıklayacağım. Konfigürasyon yapıyor
Before you
galiba.
get to the trains, take a quick tour of the
Evet.
facility here and learn the basics of moving around on foot.
Tamam. Bu bizi şu anda eğitiyor. Anlaşılan. Evet. L tuşuyla da bir saniye burayı kırdım geçirdim. Evet. L tamam. L tuşuyla hareket etmemi bekliyor. Hareket edemiyorum. Ş- Şunu.
Your current objective is shown in the top left of the screen.
Evet, şunu bir düzeltmem gerekecek sonradan.
You've just been awarded some action points. These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen and count towards your overall experience level for the game. This is one of the many route tasks you can discover. Keep an
Sağa
eye out.
sola dönüş tamam da.
out for other tasks that will ask you to place, collect, or fix a
Tamam.
variety of things.
Yukarı aşağı
Head into the main building to continue your induction.
o ayar yukarı aşağıya düzelttim. Çünkü biraz ben joystick'i yukarı ittiğimde sanki aşağı bakıyordu. Tersi dönüktü.
Walk over to the waiting area on the right. Let's take a seat for a minute. You can pause at any point to review objectives and a lot of other information about what's happening at the moment. Try it now and then return to the game after you've had a look round.
Evet.
Now that you've covered some of the basics of moving around and interacting with the environment, let's take a walk through the building and find the trains.
Şimdi bizi bir yerlere götürecek. Galiba yine. Hadi gidelim. Evet. Tabii öncesinde kalkmamız gerekiyor.
This is Central Square. From here you can explore the main training center depot and surrounding yards. Your journey operating trains is just getting started here at the training center. Remember, you can always come back here from the main menu to refresh your knowledge if you're unsure about anything.
Tamam, şimdi bir kupa kazandık. Continue diyelim bakalım.
In this training module, you'll learn about the on-screen overlay known as the heads-up display, or HUD. You'll see it when you're in control of a train. You can configure a range of parameters for the HUD that affect how it looks in the game settings. In this tutorial, you're going to take a look at the two main types of HUD and make a first choice of which one you prefer. Get started by climbing up the ladder into this train and sit in the indicated driving seat.
Evet. Gidelim bakalım. Şimdi buraya geldik. Şöyle gösterip evet, oturalım bakalım.
Welcome to the most important seat in the train. Before you can start learning how to make the train move, you're going to need to understand what the HUD is telling you. There are three types of HUD. The one you're seeing now is the normal HUD. You'll learn that first, and then take a look at the minimal HUD next. There is also a simple HUD, which is essentially a cut-down version of the normal HUD. The HUD is a guide to show you what the train is doing, how you're doing, and what your next objectives are. You can tune what's shown here using the game settings. The main part of the normal HUD is the speed display in the bottom right. Your current speed is indicated by a white bar that will appear on the outside of the speedometer, and there is a red mark that indicates the maximum permitted speed. This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate the forward, reverse, and neutral directions. A cross, or X, means the reverser is currently either not inserted or in the off position. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power or throttle control is in. If the display is white, it refers to power. If the display is yellow, it means powered braking or dynamic braking. If the display is red, then the throttle is currently locked out and you will need to take steps to release the lock before power can be applied. You can learn about troubleshooting elsewhere in Training Center. These are the brake indicators. The exact one shown will vary by train and will often be visible in the train itself on the various gauges. These gauges tell you what is happening in the braking system. The most important one is the BC or brake cylinder. In most trains, when this reads 0, that means the brakes are released. Anything else and the brakes are applied. In the top right is the track monitor. This shows you the line ahead and allows you to see all the signals and speed limit changes that you're approaching.
Evet, şimdi
By default, the
buradan
track monitor shows the signals with their actual red, yellow or green aspect. But when you get more confident, you can hide this information via an option in the game settings. As you accelerate, the track monitor will extend its look-ahead distance so you can see much further ahead at higher speeds. This is all done automatically. Now that you're familiar with the normal HUD, it's time to take a look at the minimal HUD. You can change this via the game settings, but for this tutorial the game will change it automatically. You can see that most of the HUD is now gone. You are left with
kol
basic
harici mouse
information in the top
destek
left
var
corner.
mı? Ona da bir bakıyorum şimdi. Sanırım mouse desteği yok. Evet.
The minimal HUD immerses you in the experience of driving the train. Use the train's real gauges as much as possible. In the top left corner, you will see the information about your next objective and some limited information about what the train's doing, such as your current speed, the speed limit, and the gradient. Use the game settings to add and remove
Bir
information from
saniye
the
şu
minimal
kapıyı
HUD.
kapatıyor olabilir
With
miyiz?
less information, you'll find driving more challenging, but also more immersive and rewarding. Experienced players might prefer the minimal HUD, especially when driving from the cab view. The normal HUD is ideal for newcomers or anyone who wants to drive from an external camera. You can switch HUDs in game settings.
Tamam.
Do you want to start with the normal HUD
Oturduk
or
şimdi.
minimal HUD? That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Direkt ekrana basıyorum diye direkt girdik. Şimdi sürüş moduna geçirecek bizi.
In this training module, you're going to learn how to make a train move and then bring it to a stop. For this exercise, you'll be using a British Class 323 electric multiple unit. It's a great train to get started with as the controls are quite straightforward. This module will get you used to the feel of the train and its controls. While many trains have different controls and are operated in different ways, there are basically always 3 controls that are common and are required to move the train. The reverser chooses the direction you're going to move in. It often has 4 positions: off, forward, neutral, and reverse. The brakes are used to slow or stop the train. There are potentially multiple braking systems you can find in different trains, and you can read more about that in other sections of the training center. For now, the Class 323 has a very simple braking system. The throttle controls how fast the train accelerates. In this train, the throttle and brakes are controlled by a combined power and brake handle. Moving the handle in one direction will apply power. The middle position is neutral and does nothing, and then the other range applies the brakes. You will find in some other trains that the throttle and brakes are on separate handles. Before you go any further, set the headlights for daytime.
Ne oldu? Delirdik. Bunlar da trenler galiba. Şimdi şunu seçelim bakalım. Get start diyelim. Oyun PlayStation
In this
Plus'ta
training module, you will be taken through the operation of a DBBR411I CET, Electrical Multiple Unit. ICE stands for Intercity Express. The T in ICET stands for the German word Triebwagen, meaning multiple unit. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational.
Notbremsung.
The ICET is equipped with GNT to facilitate a smoother ride and higher speeds. Enable the GNT now.
şimdi hangisi bu mu?
Störung. Notbremsung. Störung. Notbremsung.
Bu ne? Tamam. Bu güzelmiş. Şimdi bunu nasıl hareket ettireceğiz?
Störung. Notbremsung. Notbremsung.
Ha, burada da şeyler var.
GNT allows trains to tilt, enabling them to drive at up to 30% faster than the signed speed limits. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
Türen geöffnet.
The ICET is the only German high-speed train in service that has tilting technology. This means that it leans into curves, similar to a motorcycle, so that passenger comfort isn't as affected by G-force. The BR-411 was built in 2 production runs, one in 2000 and one in 2004. They have been across all of Germany, as well as on services to Vienna, Austria. Move the throttle into the power range to get moving.
Şunu 100 kilometreye çıkartalım. Bir de bunlara gelebilsem.
Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik, Reigetechnik. Zugbeeinflussung.
Störung,
Zugbeeinflussung.
Störung,
Biz daha İngilizceyi kapı. Frenleri bırakmam lazım.
Störung,
Notbremsung. Notbremsung.
Çözemedim arkadaşlar. Ben bunu bir çözmeye çalışıyorum. En azından siz de bir
Öffnen. Reigetechnik, Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Notbremsung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Störung. Störung.
Buradan tamam ama hareket etmiyoruz.
Störung. Störung.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik.
Tamam,
Leigetechnik.
otur.
Störung. Störung. Störung. Störung.
Hareket ettiremedik.
Türen geöffnet. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik. Leigetechnik.
Störung. Störung.
Bilen yazabilir mi ya? Şimdi bu neymiş? Control Guides'da bakalım. Evet, bunlarla hareket sadece bakalım.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Şundan çıkacağım bir tane.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Çıkamıyor muyum? Şimdi bakacağım. Buradan main menüye geleceğim. İngilizce, Almanca olan değildi. Bir tane İngilizce ekranı olan bir burada. Tamam. Şimdi şuradan hareket etmiyor. Kilitlendi. Bu oyun baştan böyleyse bir hareket başladı. Ayarlarda Player Asistan Expert Beginner olsun. Play. Router yok. Hangisine gireceğiz ki biz buradan? Journey'e bir girelim bakalım burada ne var. Kademe kademe gideceğiz galiba burada.
In this training module, you're going to learn how to make a train move and then bring it to a stop. For this exercise, you'll be using a British Class 323 electric multiple unit. It's a great train to get started with as the controls are quite straightforward. This module will get you used to the feel of the train and its controls. While many trains have different controls and are operated in different ways, there are basically always 3 controls that are common and are required to move the train. The reverser chooses the direction you're going to move in. It often has 4 positions: off, forward, neutral, and reverse. The brakes are used to slow or stop the train. There are potentially multiple braking systems you can find in different trains, and you can read more about that in other sections of the training centre. For now, the Class 323 has a very simple braking system. The throttle controls how fast the train accelerates. In this train, the throttle and brakes are controlled by a combined power and brake handle. Moving the handle in one direction will apply power. The middle position is neutral and does nothing, and then the other range applies the brakes. You will find in some other trains that the throttle and brakes are on separate handles. Before you go any further, set the headlights for daytime running and ensure the tail lights are off.
Evet, çözdük. Evet, çözdük. Bakalım, gidiyoruz. R1 ile şu kolu hareket ettiriyorum. Geri çekince hareket ediyor. Şuradan iki kolla da öne geriye gideceğimizi ayarlıyoruz. Pardon, R2 ile gittim. R1 ile bunu düşürüyorum. En yukarıda çekince ve girdik. Train Center'a bir bakalım. Şimdi Alman, tamam, İngiliz olsun. İngiliz'i seçemedim. Alman seçiliyor mu? Bu seçiliyor. Bunların hepsi Alman. Şu. Evet. Bunu seçeyim. Hadi bakalım.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of this Class 377/2 electric multiple unit. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations.
Kapatalım.
Sit in the
Şu
driver's seat.
yerimize oturalım.
Set the master key to on.
R1'e bastık. Forward'ı aldım. Peki. Yoldan da çıkartmayalım da. Evet, beceriyoruz galiba. Virajda da treni çıkarmayalım raydan. Bu ne işe yarıyor? Böyle dolaşacak mıyız ya? Bu oyunda sadece böyle trende gidip geleceğiz galiba. ...420 puan oldu. Bakalım.
Set the headlights to day running to indicate to others that this train is operational. Burada mı duracağım? Biraz sıkıcı geldi bana. Alışık olduğum bir tarzda oyuna benzemiyor.
Treni raydan çıkardım. Başardım. Bunu da ben yapabilirdim zaten. Bakalım bu oyunda başka neler var. Bu neymiş? Aa yok, yine aynı yere girdik.
In this training module, you're going to learn how to make a train
Selam.
move and then bring it to a stop. For this exercise, you'll be using a British Class 323 electric multiple unit. It's a great
Çıkıyorum. Şuna bir bakalım.
Welcome to San Bernardino Station, located in Southern California. First opened in 1918, the current San Bernardino Depot serves as both a passenger terminus and an entryway to the nearby freight yards and maintenance facilities. Passenger services at this station are operated by both Metrolink and Amtrak trains. There's a missing route map over there. Fix that while you're here. There are more tasks to complete. Don't forget to apply the route maps, replant the utility warning stakes, repair the electrical cabinets, and clean the trespassing signs. Follow the markers to board your train before departure. Sit down in any available seat in the indicated car.
Şuradan. Bakalım bu neymiş? Gidiyoruz.
The original station building was constructed in 1886 by the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway to replace a converted boxcar that had been used as a temporary station. However, in November 1916, the building was almost completely destroyed after a fire enveloped the station, but plans were soon put in place to rebuild. Opened in July 1918, the new station cost an estimated $800,000 to build, approximately $16 million adjusted for inflation. At the time, it was the largest railway station west of the Mississippi River and was constructed in the Mission Revival style with Moorish and Spanish colonial revival features. The station saw heavy use during the 20th century. However, there was a gradual decline in usage around this period due to the increase in road vehicles and air travel. In 1992, the San Bernardino Associated Governments purchased the depot and started an extensive restoration plan, which began in 2002. In 2008, both the depot and station were reopened, with services being provided by both Metrolink and Amtrak. Between March and April 2017, further developments were carried out, with new elevators, platforms, tracks, and overpass being constructed as part of the downtown San Bernardino passenger rail project. This train is powered by a Metrolink MP36PH-3C locomotive, first introduced in 2003 to operate passenger services in the San Francisco Bay Area, however was soon adopted by other railroad operators. Take on the challenge of operating demanding passenger services in the heart of Southern California. Head to the tracks in a bustling urban environment whilst managing a busy schedule. This is Train Sim World, San Bernardino Line, Los Angeles to San Bernardino.
Bakalım.
In this training module, you will be learning how to drive a Metrolink MP36PH-3C locomotive. During this brief introduction, you will be taken through the critical driving controls and performing passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard. Take a seat in the engineer's position so that you can prepare the train for service.
Tamam, ben onu yapmıştım. Niye? Ya sen deyince yapacağım onu.
For this introduction, you will be completing a full loop of the circuit and performing passenger operations when you reach the next stop. Prepare the train for departure. Set the headlights, as this will let others around you know that this train is operational. To begin loading passengers, you will need to open the passenger doors.
Ha, yolcular yükleniyor şimdi. Tamam. Bekleyeceğiz yani. Yolcular yükleniyor yalnız. Bilmiyor.
It is time to depart. Close the passenger doors. This locomotive has 3 types of braking systems: automatic brakes, dynamic brakes, and independent brakes. Automatic brakes control the braking force applied across the entire formation. Dynamic brakes use the locomotive's electric traction motors to generate resistance and are often used to maintain speeds while going downhill. Independent brakes apply the mechanical disc brakes on only the locomotive and may be used to assist with hill starts. As you have passenger cars coupled, you should use the automatic brake to manage the train's speed. To confirm that this locomotive has control of the train's brakes, set the cutoff pilot valve to the passenger mode. This locomotive features a combined throttle and dynamic brake controller. To get the train moving, move the handle into the power range.
Bastım. gücünü arttırabilirsin diyor. Arttırıyoruz. P4 alacağız. P4'ü aldık. Tamam. Tam da sizi 40 ayarlayacağız da. Tamam, ayarladık. Yok. Ne oldu? Yok. Olmuyor. Neyse başka bir oyunda görüşmek üzere. Oyunu sevmedim. 6'yı da almam. Çünkü yani sadece bu işlemin simülasyonu yapacağımız bir oyun gibi duruyor. Benim sevebileceğim bir oyun değil. Diğer oyunlarda görüşmek üzere. Kendinize dikkat edin. Görüşmek üzere.